Hi guys, welcome to today's literacy lesson. Now, as a starter for today, I thought it would be really nice, it actually links to our lesson as well. If you can think of as many rhyming words as you can for the word old. Now, just a quick recap. A rhyming word is when two or more words have the same ending sound. For example, boat, oat, coat, kind of that pattern. So your little starter challenge today is to think of as many words that rhyme with the word old. So pause the video, you can write them down, you can think about them, and then on the next slide, I'm going to show you my list. Great, so I hope you've managed to write a couple down. I'm now going to show you the words that I have got. Fold, gold, hold, told, cold. So as you can see, they all have a similar ending, don't they? Maybe you managed to get some that I didn't get on my list, which in that case, well done. I know there are lots more words also that rhyme with old, but here are just a few of them. So well done for having a go at the starter. Hopefully that's got our brains going and we're ready, as today we are looking at poetry. And I love poetry. I absolutely love it. So I'm so excited to be doing this lesson with you today. This is kind of just an ad hoc lesson. We are looking at poetry in a couple of weeks together. We're going to do a poetry unit, but I thought I would get you really excited about poetry before we moved on to our unit. So today we're just going to develop a brief understanding and a passion for poetry. Okay, so to be successful in today's lesson, we're going to be thinking of some rhyming words, which we've already done. We're going to be creating our own poem. We're going to be using some alliteration in our poem. Can we remember what alliteration is? It's when the two words next to each other use the same letter. They're in accordance with the same letter. And to get to the top of our success criteria ladder, we're going to be using rhyming words in our poem, which is quite a challenge to do sometimes. Right, so I'm just going to have a little lowdown on poems and what poetry is, because some of us might be quite unfamiliar with this. Poems are a piece of writing which are often written in lines or stanzas. And a stanza is a fancy name for a poem paragraph, okay? Poems sometimes rhyme. They don't always rhyme, they don't have to rhyme, but sometimes they do. It makes it sometimes sound a bit nicer when they rhyme as well. It's more enjoyable to read, perhaps. Poems often contain figurative language, we looked at that before, to portray imagery and sound. So poems often have lots of descriptive language to help the listener, the reader, I suppose, to visualize and to, really hear what's going on. A person who writes a poem is called a poet. And poems can be about anything. They can be about ideas, feelings, sounds, people, places. You can write a poem about anything. I think that's why I like poetry so much, because they're just so versatile. They can be written about anything. And they're just so magical. Some of them are really, really good, and they can make you feel lots of different feelings as well. So I'm really excited to introduce you to poems. I have a poem that I want to show you. It's quite a fun poem, because again, I'm trying to get us pumped about poems. It's quite a fun poem. So this poem is going to inform our activity task for today. It's called Bleezer's Ice Cream, and it was by Jack in 1940, so it's quite an old poem. So I'm going to read it to you. Right. I am Ebenezer Bleezer. I run Bleezer's Ice Cream Store. There are flavours in my freezer you have never seen before. 28 divine creations, too delicious to resist. Why not do yourself a favour? Try the flavours on my list. Cocoa mocha macaroni, tapioca smoked bologna, checkerberry cheddar chew, chicken cherry honeydew, Tutti frutti stewed tomato, tuna taco baked potato, lobster lychee lima bean, mozzarella mangosteen, almond ham meringue salami, yam anchovy prune pastrami, butter brickle pepper pickle, pomegranate pumpkin nickel, peach pinto pizza plum, peanut butter pumpkin bubblegum, broccoli banana bluster, chocolate chop suey cluster, avocado Brussels sprouts, periwinkle sauerkraut, cotton candy carrot custard, cauliflower cola mustard, onion dumpling double dip, turnip truffle triple flip, garlic gumbo gravy guava, lentil lemon liver lava, orange olive bagel beet, watermelon waffle wheat. I am Ebenezer Bleezer. I run Bleezer's ice cream store. Taste of flavour from my freezer. You will surely ask for more. Whew. Right. So I hope you enjoyed that poem. It was a bit of a tongue twister, actually. It did take me a good few goes to say it correctly. And actually, in the poem, it says that there are 28 flavours, but I actually had to take 2 of them out because I couldn't say them properly. I just couldn't say them. They were too much of a tongue twister for me, guys, so I apologise for that. So have a pause of this video now. I have some reflective questions for you. What did you like about the poem? What didn't you like about the poem? And what techniques has the poet used? So pause this video and have a think about these questions. Maybe you liked that the poem was really fun and just crazy. All these different ice cream flavours, you know, it was quite fun to read, right? What didn't you like about the poem? Well, maybe you didn't like that it was pretty long and it was a bit of a tongue twister to read out loud. If we think about the techniques that the poet has used, if I just quickly go back to the poem, we can initially see, did you manage to notice any techniques as I was reading the poem out to you? The poet used rhyming words. So we've got here macaroni, bologna. So we would actually call it a rhyming couplet. When 2 lines together, when each of the words rhyme, it would be called a rhyming couplet. So that's what the poet has used throughout the poem. Macaroni, bologna, chew, honeydew. So that's quite effective. It sounds quite nice to listen to. It's quite engaging for the listener, isn't it? Also, they have used some alliteration. So for example, broccoli, banana, bluster. All of the words there are starting with the letter B. So it uses alliteration for, again, for effect. It makes it sound quite jazzy and quite exciting when we're reading it aloud. Okay, another one, pomegranate, pumpernickel. So again, uses the P's. So makes it sound more exciting, right? Now for our task for today. I thought it would be really, really fun for us to create our own crazy ice cream poem like this. Now, I'm going to do an example with you quickly to show you what I'd like you to do. Then you're going to go off, have some fun, have an experiment, and see what crazy ice cream flavors you can come up with. So, on DB Primary, I have got a poem support template which looks like this if you would like to use it. If not, you can just write it on a piece of paper or in your book. That is fine. So if I was doing my ice cream poem, I would say, I am Miss Benja. And then I'm going to say Benja's ice cream store. If you like, you can create a nice name for your ice cream shop, maybe. There are flavors in my freezer you have never seen before. Now we need a number here. So in the poem, they had 28 flavors, even though I only read out 26. So you need to think, how many ice cream flavors are you going to come up and invent? So I think 28 is a little bit too much, maybe. Maybe you can Maybe see if you can do 5 well, you know, and focus on the description, maybe try to use some alliteration, maybe try and make it rhyme. But I would much rather you maybe do 5 that you've, you know, tried your hardest on and that are really descriptive, really exciting and engaging. If you want to do more than 5, of course, that is completely fine as well. So 5 divine creations, too delicious to resist. Why not do yourself a favor? Try the flavors on my list. And this is where you would come up with your ice cream flavors. Now, I've got an example to show you. The first line I'm going to do is maple bacon waffle pie. Again, doesn't really make sense. It's just a really exciting thing. Maple bacon waffle pie. Oh, sounds quite yummy, doesn't it? Now, if I was trying to make this rhyme like Jack did in his poem, pie, I would need something to rhyme with. So I can think of words that rhyme with pie. Pie, fly, fry. Ooh, fry. That's a good one. So for my next one, I'm going to try and make up another ice cream flavor. Maybe I'm going to use the word fry, something about fries. Salt and pepper, skinny fries. So can you see pie and fries, they rhyme. So actually that's really good because I have tried to rhyme in my poem. Again, guys, your poem doesn't have to rhyme. If you're finding it too tricky to make it rhyme, then don't worry. Just have a bit of a play about and an explore with creating some of these ice cream flavors. The next one I'm going to do is, I'm going to say fish and chicken, honey skewers. If you're struggling to think of some ice cream flavors, just think of some of the things you like to eat. Or even you could maybe do really awful things that you don't like to eat. Okay, just have a play about and be as creative as you like. Fish and chicken, honey skewers. Again, I'm trying to make my poem rhyme. So that means I would have to find something that rhymes with skewers. I could rhyme it with the word chewers. And I also wanted to try and have a go at using some alliteration. So that's where the words start with the same letter for effect. So if my last word was chewers, that means that everything in this line would have to begin with the C. So chewers, maybe something about chocolate. We could say chocolate chip chunk chewers. So not only have I managed to rhyme, I've also used alliteration. Okay. So let's have a read from the top. I am Miss Benger. I run Benger's ice cream store. There are flavors in my freezer you have never seen before. 5 divine creations, too delicious to resist. Why not do yourself a favor? Try the flavors on my list. Maple bacon waffle pie, salt and pepper skinny fries, fish and chicken honey skewers, chocolate chip chunk chewers. So there we go. What did you think of my poem so far? I think we're really onto something. I reckon that maple bacon waffle pie ice cream would actually be quite nice. So today's task, you are going to have a go at creating your own crazy ice cream poem, like we've just done together. If you are trying to challenge yourself today, I would like you to try and make it rhyme. It doesn't have to rhyme all the way through the poem. Maybe if you just choose a couple that rhyme, that would still be great. Also, see if you can try and use some alliteration as well. I can't wait to have a look at some of your crazy ice cream poems. This is just to get us pumped and excited for when we move on to our poetry topic. Have fun doing this and be as creative as you like. Good luck, guys. I will see you tomorrow for another literacy lesson. Bye.